Hey, good morning there, Java junkies. Man, it's been a few days, and I apologize, but things have been a little crazy. And I'll make it worth your while. I'm going to bring you a little confession. Many of you know, or may not, I don't know, that I was in the ministry, been a Christ follower for, almost 50 years, reading the Bible a lot. I never really got the Psalms. Psalms that, some people love the Psalms. And I've always just kind of like, they eluded me. Let me explain one of the reasons why. By the way, cinnamon coffee today. They eluded me because I really like narrative. There's a lot of great narrative and great storytelling in the Bible. Esther is maybe the best, just flat out literature with ironic twist and drama. It's great. And much of the Bible, some of the Bible's like law. But there's a lot of narrative. The Gospels are narrative. You can even kind of sense some narrative in the epistles, which are letters written like by Paul and James, because they're addressing issues and it's kind of moving on in a very sort of narrative type way. The Psalms don't feel that way, and they've always felt a little schizophrenic to me. It just didn't make sense that the psalmist, whoever it was, David, whoever it was, could be writing something and praising God and then be in the depths of despair, but then come back and praise God. And it felt tacked on to me. And I think, honestly, some of that comes from, I've had a pretty cushy life, that I haven't been desperate. I've been able to almost take for granted a lot of things that I have. And I acknowledge that. All right. I know there's a lot of people for whom that's not the case. But the psalmist, much of the time, is very aware that his life is precarious and there's injustice going on, and people are talking about behind his back, plotting behind his back. And so for him, what I'm seeing is that, and I just read this morning, I forget what it was, Psalm 108 or something like that. He says, my heart is steadfast. And I'm like, man, my heart isn't steadfast. And I realized what he means is that despite the ups and downs of life happening to him, and by the way, when he says my heart is steadfast, it's not an easy, the rest of the psalm, it's not smooth sailing from there, but he keeps coming back to this, like he can trust God, and he will. So I've become to appreciate the Psalms more, and I read it from the perspective of, what's going to happen to me if God doesn't come through for me, and what's my attitude going to be like in that situation. And taking a wait and see attitude, I don't think is the way to go. And I'm trying to learn and be a little more grateful and thankful. And there's this phrase I heard, thank God on credit. So I like that idea, and I'm trying to do that. But my confession is that this great big book right in the middle of the Bible that everybody seems to like, I haven't really been able to relate to it. But I relate to it now, and I think it's fantastic. So that's it. Hope you have a great day.